Well, I'll tell you, the season is dwindling down to a precious few, David.
Certainly is, Jerry, and this is a second meeting of the year between the Raiders and the Hornets. Early on in the season, way back when, Massena went up to Plattsburgh and took a convincing 5-0 win over the Hornets. And tonight, Coach Don Pomeroy expects a little more for his club. He feels that early on in the season, the Raiders caught them somewhat out of shape, but he feels his club has come together. They had a big win over Northwood quite a ways back, and I think they've won 10 or 12 games in a row since then. And I think they're going to have a tiger by the tail after tonight's game.
Well, we'll take a look and see. It'll be interesting. Speaking of that, I think that was a big game for Massena at the time because, as I mentioned, differential. It's kind of sad to see it go down to that, but they got to decide it somehow, and that's the way they're going to do it.
Well, the Hornets finish up. They had early on in the season they played a lot of Division I clubs. They're 4-4 in the division, as we mentioned. Not a really impressive record overall. They've got a good record, 14-6. But they started early with Division I clubs, and they're finishing up here tonight against the Raiders. And then their last Division I game, the Sandstoners must travel up to Plattsburgh. And Coach Don Pomeroy, again, feels that his club can. They came into Massena last year and pushed the Raiders right to the limit and could have easily walked away with a victory. And he feels that his club is peaking right now. They're putting things together. The kids are confident. And he feels that he can stack up well against the Raiders and the Sandstoners.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'll take a moment here to wish you a happy birthday, David. I know we've already mentioned that a couple times today on the air, but we won't get into age or anything. But I do have to repeat a comment made Monday night in our broadcast over at St. Lawrence Central. Dave Stevens told me that his mother used to take him to watch you coach when he was a kid. Is that true?
No comment. Leave it to Stevens to come up with something like that.
That's what he told me. He said that his mom used to take him to watch you coach. Of course, that's when they were playing hockey on the racket, right?
Yeah. Oh boy, you guys are really. Oh, well, I thank you very much for the happy birthday, and I did enjoy the card. I got a great laugh out of the card that you and Sally gave me, and I was serenaded a couple times today at work, and some lovely ladies gave me a kiss on the cheek, and all that razzing was well worth it.
Okay, well, happy birthday, and again, thanks for all the help. Tonight's officials, just looking down on the ice, speaking of Methuselah, marvelous Mel Tomelty is down there, along with Tommy Caruso. So a couple of Potsdam referees will be calling the game tonight between the Massena Red Raiders and the Plattsburgh Hornets.
And Jerry, I feel one of the keys for Plattsburgh tonight, if we may, is they can't play a transition game against Massena. Coach Randy Brown of the Golden Bears, Canton Golden Bears, was lamenting after the game on Saturday that his club got caught up in a transition game. He said, the first game, which was so true, was close, 4-2. But basically, because Canton played in their own end, they had all 5 guys back, and they got the great goaltending. Well, they felt that they could play a transition game against Massena, and, they can't. They were caught up the ice. Massena had a lot of 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 2-1s. And I would think if there was a key for the Plattsburgh Hornets is not to get caught up in a transition game, play good, solid defense in their own end, and, hope that you can stay close because the Raiders are on a roll right now. Those 3 units, the defense is playing really the top of their game right now. The goaltending has been solid, has it been all year long, and those 3 combinations up front are really firing on all pistons.
Oh, no question about it. I thought that first period against Canton was the best I've seen Massena play all year.
It was. We talked on the air about their goaltending. He was is an outstanding young goaltender, but he didn't know where the puck was half the time because it was just like on a checkerboard. It was here, there, and everywhere, and the young Canton defense were totally confused. Massena looked super against the Canton Golden Bears.
Of course, one thing we've noticed over the course of the year, Massena seems to be a road team. I don't know why that is, but it seems like they play a lot better on the road. We haven't been here in the Massena Arena in a few games, and now we're back for the 3 in a row here. We'll see if they can shake that and get things going here at the Massena arena.
They are on a scoring binge, Jerry. We, the last, I think the last 4 games, they're scoring on about a 9.8 goals per game average. And I'll tell you, I don't care who you're playing. If you're playing a squirt team, that's a pretty good.
And you can bet it's going to do well. Okay, we'll see if the Massena Red Raiders can do well tonight as they take on the Plattsburgh High School Hornets. And the Raiders clustering around goaltender Todd Hayes and goaltender Robbie Dandro for Plattsburgh, getting ready to head back into his cage to the right of us. And that's the far end as you're coming in from the lobby. Hayes will be defending the goal at the lobby end, or to our left, as we look down at center ice from our beautiful press box vantage point.
Yes, and one of the keys for the Raiders tonight, Jerry, I feel it's a division game, and as long as they continue to play both ends of the rink the way they have been, they're going to be in fine shape.
Okay, we're going to have Jake Morris's line out from Massena with Bigelow and Tommy Moore. It's going to be Jeff Lattenville with Sean Rasco and Marco Bucci out there to start for Plattsburgh. Tommy Caruso drops the puck, and we're underway. Here comes Bigelow across the blue line. Bigelow trying to race it in. Stops, top of the circle. Goes back to the point. Collins flips it free. Bigelow in the slot, centering right in front Jake Morris. He circles, couldn't get the shot off. Goes back to the other point. Tommy Post flips it right in the slot, goes in behind the net. Picked up Bigelow right in front. They jam at it, and the save made by Dandro. So right off the bat, Massena takes it in the end and puts some pressure on.
18 seconds in that Raider line of Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, and Tommy Moore. And again, in that first game, we commented that the Hornets seemed to be a half a step behind, and Coach Dandro felt that they weren't in shape then, but I don't think they can stay with these Raider forwards, Jerry. I really don't.
Off the faceoff, Jackson wins the draw, takes it side of the net, shot, Dandro, another save, rebound, score! And I think it's going to be Cameron right in front. It's either Cameron or Hewlett poking away at it.
Right, I'm going to guess Mike Hewlett, but your guess is as good as mine or mine as good as yours. They were both right off the draw. The mistake made was the Plattsburgh center allowed Jason Jackson to slip by him. You can't do that on the draw. Jackson tipped the puck behind his opposing center and stepped right by him. You've got to screen that guy out of there. Jackson picked up the puck, took the shot, and one of the two, Chris Cameron or Mike Hewlett, banged in the rebound.
Okay, off the faceoff. Hewlett gets the goal, so Mike picks up a big one here this evening. Off the faceoff, the puck controlled by Plattsburgh as they take it in the zone. Dumped in by Boutsier. Comes into the 45, and Hewlett starts to move it. Has it poked away, goes to an open wing. Coming back for it is Chris Cameron. Here's Cameron being bumped. He stays with it, finally poked away. Following up is Jackson. Here comes Jason, building up the head of steam, takes it in on the right wing side. Jackson lugs it in behind the net, stays with a puck, drops it. Cameron shot, goes wide. He got kind of blocked partially, and the loose puck picked up there by Eric Reed, flips it out to center ice. Labarge is there, kind of fans on the pass. He comes up with it and bangs it ahead. Here's Labarge now. Bounce pass to himself, can't catch up with it, back out to center ice. Here comes Reed, breaking in the left wing side. His shot, Hayes makes the save, big rebound, knocked down in front. And Massena almost got caught on the line change right there. Here's another shot from the point. That goes wide. Bounces way back to Mike Dahl at the other point. He loses it out to center ice. Here comes Jackson racing for the puck. He gets into the zone. Dingman goes after him, pokes it away. Now Whitcup at the blue line. And we have a whistle, as I think the offsides will be called on Massena, and the faceoff will move outside. We're early in the first period, and on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, the Raiders lead at 1-0 on the goal by Mike Hewlett.
23 seconds, Mark. Mike Hewlett is fourth of the year. Chris Cameron and Jason Jackson picking up the assist.
Off the faceoff, puck in the Plattsburgh zone. Paul Sherman, the defenseman, trying to move it around the horn, and the Hornets get it out. But Whitcup dumps it right back in the zone. Back out to center ice, picking it up is Ryan Miller. Flips to the Massena line. Whitcup is there. His pass knocked down. McCracken skates for it. He can't come up with it. Now it's racing for it, Aaron Barkley, and he's going to drop it back to Fauché, who drops to McCracken. McCracken waits, dumps it out to center ice. Bouncing puck picked up by Fauché. He starts it. Here's Fauché, dropping it to Collins on the defense from Massena. Long, left wing pass, McCracken across. He winds. His shot goes off a sprawling defenseman, bounces high over the net. After it is Whitcup. Bobby in the corner, picking up the loose puck. Centers it. Fauché steps by the check. Here's Joey trying to get the shot off. It's knocked away. He goes in the corner after it. Looking back to the point. Collins' his shot. Saved by Dandro. Almost didn't see it. And Plattsburgh will dump it down the ice. And that'll be an icing call against the Hornets and move the faceoff back inside Plattsburgh territory.
Chris Collins picking up, he's got that nice low shot from the point. He got 3 assists up in Canton the other day, Jerry. And again, the little things department, just a second ago, Joey Fauché in his own end defensively. Last man back. Plattsburgh forechecker came at him. He didn't diddle with the puck. He didn't let it hang. He moved the puck, past the puck, got it out of the zone. When you're the last man back, you don't fool with it.
Jake Morris in against Jeff Lattenville. Off the draw, Tommy Moore in the corner has it taken away. And it's Mike Dahl around the boards. He pounces out to center ice. Sean Rasko. Here's Rasko in the Messina zone. Fakes the shot, goes by the defenseman, gets the shot on, and the puck is saved by Hayes, and it goes in the corner behind the net. Tommy Post. Post trying to feed it on the wing to Bigelow. Bigelow goes for Morris. Jake sprints by the defense, breaks in all alone on Dandrow's shot, and I think Dandrow got a piece of it, or it went wide. But a big save on the breakaway by Morris, and a beautiful pass that time to send him free. Here comes Bigelow digging in the corner after it. He gets tied up by Mike Dahl. Dahl and Bigelow. Bigelow skates out of the fray, trying to center it, comes right in front, but is poked back to the blue line and out to center ice. Marco Bucci with it. Bucci just dumps, and Hayes makes the save. He almost had a little problem with it, but it comes free, and it's Bigelow again. From the pass by Levac, he just dumps it to an open wing as Messina makes a line change. Levac gets it back again, goes for Chris Cameron to Jackson across the blue line. Here's Jackson breaking in, feeds it right in front. The shot, Hewlett had another opportunity and just fired it wide. What a beautiful pass by Jackson. Comes back to the point. Cameron keeps it in, shovels it in the corner. Comes in behind the net, stopped by Dandrow, leaves for his defenseman, Sherman. Sherman bounces it on the 45. Reed tries to backhand it out, blocked by Jackson. Comes to Hewlett in the corner. He digs for it, but picking it up is Reed in behind his own net. Eric Reed starts it out. Headman pass, they break it free to Bebo. Bebo shovels it in front of the net, but right there is Levac to pick it up and flip it around the boards for Hewlett. Goes back in the corner, Levac throws the check, and this time it's picked up by Jason Labarge. He loses it behind the net. Trying to come back up with it. It goes to the side right in front, and Hayes makes the save on the shot there. Mike Hewlett after it, bangs it, doesn't get it out, kept in at the point. Here's the drive, knocked down, and Jackson races for the rebound. He breaks down into the zone. Here comes Jackson, one-on-one, stick handle shot, saved, Dandrow, rebound, and Cameron couldn't come up with it. Now Cameron trying to go back to Whitcup, who's on the ice now. Whitcup flips it through to Jackson. Here comes Jason, trying to drop it back. Aaron Barkley. Barkley just flips it in the corner for Bobby Whitcup. Here's Whitcup, centering pass, goes right in front, but nobody there from Messina. Reed tries to break it out. Cameron keeps it in. Cameron goes to Jackson. Here's Jackson, high slot. He winds, his shot knocked down in front. And finally it's picked up by Paul Sherman, who bounces it out to center ice. Puck sits there. Reed picks up the loose puck, takes it in the Messina zone, winds it, and the shot goes wide in the corner. Around the boards to the right side. They jam at it. There's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be on Messina. I believe Bobby Whitcup's going to get a high sticking call.
I think Plattsburgh might be going to the gate, Jerry, because...
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Bobby looked guilty.
Yeah, Bobby looked guilty. Number 18 for the Hornets, Zach Zuckerman's going to the box for high sticking. Jerry, you've called it several times, and the action is fast and furious, but you call about passing. That's one of the keys in the last several games of Messina. Their passing is so outstanding. Jeff Bigelow hit Jake Morris, was one of the best passes you'll ever want to see here a couple of minutes ago. 10 feet inside his own line. He found Jake Morris up here at the neutral zone behind the defense. He threaded the puck right on the stick. Jake went in, beat the goaltender, and I think number 7, Mike Dahl, the back checker, got a stick on it.
Okay, off the face-off, the puck comes back inside. And we got Cameron on the wing along with Morris and Bigelow. Plattsburgh, though, dumps it down the ice. Collins playing 1 point along with Aaron Barkley. And Jake picks up the puck and starts it. Here comes Morris, building up the head of steam. Takes it in on the right side. Morris stops at the 45. Back to Collins. Collins back to Morris. Back to Collins. Back to Morris. Now cross-ice pass. Goes to Barkley. He flips in the corner for Cameron. Lets it go around to Bigelow in behind the net. Here's Bigelow with it. To Morris, back to Bigelow. They try to give and go, but the pass was too hard. It bounces in behind. Now Cameron jams for it behind the net with a defenseman who is Bryce Dingman. Cameron comes up with it, flips it around the boards. Collins pinches in and keeps it in. And it goes to Bigelow. Here's Bigelow now trying to go by Dingman. Comes out in front. The shot knocked down. And fanning on the shot was Morris as it was a bouncing puck. And it's dumped back down the ice. Collins in behind his own net now starts out for the Raiders. Long headman pass goes to Bigelow. He just backhands it in the zone as Messina makes the change here. And Faucher's line coming out for the Raiders. McCracken racing in the corner. Goes back to the point. Here's Labarge. Goes to Bigelow. Jeff goes in the corner. Here's Faucher. Faucher back to Post at the point. Back to Faucher, 45. In the corner, Bigelow. Here's Biggs with a shot. Hits the side of the net. Now Faucher digs it out from behind. Back to Labarge. He winds. His shot. Oh, just wide. Back to Post at the other point. Penalty up. and we're back to 5-on-5. Here's Bigelow with it. Back to the point. He slides it in the corner. They jam for it. McCracken. McCracken hits the side of the net with his centering attempt. Gets the puck back. Raps at it. Goes into the corner. Back to the point. Here's Labarge. Labarge trying to skate it through. Dumps it in the corner. After it there, defensively is Luckin. Luckin tries to clear the zone. Stolen by Whitcup. Skates into the slot. The shot and the save made. Bouncing puck side of the net. Finally, it's cleared back to the 45, but not out as Whitcup loses his stick, but keeps it in. Now, Whitcup just kicks it in the corner. Great play by Bobby Whitcup. Here comes Fauché, stick handling behind the net. Looks for Post, and it goes by him and down the ice. As Post had started to break before the pass came. Now here comes Labarge, digging behind his own net. Goes for McCracken. He just lets it go by out to center ice. Dumped back in the zone by the Hornets. Stop, side of the net. Tommy Post again. Post on the wing. They move it out to center ice. McCracken's pass intercepted. Dumped back in the zone again. Stop behind the net by Hayes. He leaves it for Labarge. Labarge to Fauché. Joey, head man pass goes by Whitcup. Out to center ice, dumped by Mike Dahl back into the Messina zone. Labarge again starts out. Right side of Hayes. Lifts it down the ice. That'll be an icing call on Messina. And yeah, it's going to go far enough for icing. And the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off back in the Messina zone. 7:06 remaining in the first period. And the scoreboard, the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, reads 1-0 Messina.
Again, an icing, but Jason Labarge, a smart move. All his options were used up there. All his options were taken away. He had no place else to put it. Everyone was covered. He was being forechecked, so he dumped it. Smart move by Jason Labarge. I'll tell you, the Raiders, we mentioned before, they are passing the puck. I don't think they can pass it any better.
Off the face-off, the puck controlled by Plattsburgh. Here's a backhander way wide, and Collins picks it up behind the net. Collins looking on the wing. Cameron pass right to Hewlett. Hewlett breaks in the zone, right side. Hewlett stops in the corner now looking. Jackson hits him. Jackson takes it behind the net. Circles, looking to wrap around in front. Cameron, he winds at it and kind of got blocked. Here's Cameron. Has it poke checked away. Levac keeps it in at the point. Busts it around the boards. Rides the puck boards and sits there. Everybody says, where is it? And it ends up on the puck board sitting there, and they'll have to face it off. It took a funny bounce off the glass, I think.
Jerry, this line of Jason Jackson, Chris Cameron, and Mike Hewlett, they got 7 goals against Canton and a bundle of assists. I think Chris Cameron had at least 3 assists or 4 assists that night. I think he had a 7-point afternoon. They are operating really at peak efficiency.
Ryan Miller's line out against the Jackson line now off the faceoff. The puck comes to defenseman Bryce Dingman for the Hornets, and he just flips it down the ice. That'll be an icing call. No, they wave it off. Somebody must have touched it on the way through, and Aaron Barkley comes after it. Bangs it ahead for Hewlett. Back to the point, doesn't get it out. Here's a shot, bounces in the back of the net. They try to center it, but it's knocked into the corner, and the Raiders' Barkley moves it ahead to Cameron. Here's Cameron with Hewlett. Cameron breaks it across the blue line. And the puck comes free to Jackson, steps by the defense. Quick wrist shot, knocked down. Jackson, after the rebound, in behind the net, has it poked away. And back the other way comes Corey Lucas. Lucas, headman pass on the wing to Zach Zuckerman. He flips in the Messina zone. It's going to go right on the save made by Hayes. Now Labarge just flips it in behind the net for Jackson. Jason moving it out. Here comes Jackson, out to center ice, goes to Cameron, just bounces by him, and they want off. And Cameron almost ran into Mel that time. Now Messina back with Jake Morris's line. He keeps it in at the point. Here's Morris, stick handling at the blue line. Flips it to Bigelow. Bigelow right in front. Tommy Moore can't get the stick on it. And back out to center ice it comes to Tommy Post. Here's Post circling at his blue line. Messina leads 1-0 here. To Bigelow, goes by Bigelow into the Plattsburgh zone, and they move it out to center ice again. Darren Bebo with it. Across the blue line, poked away. And Jake comes back the other way. Here's Tommy Moore, and offsides will be called as Jake ahead of the play. Tommy kind of had trouble finding the handle, and the whistle blows face off outside. Jeff Bigelow made a great play on the way back the other way as the Plattsburgh player, I believe it was Bebo, stick handling in, and Jeff just reached from behind and lifted his stick.
Great no call also, Jerry, by referee Milt Malty. Scott Luckin and Tommy Moore ran into each other. Each of them could have got a penalty, but he decided great no call.
Here's Collins flipping it into the Plattsburgh zone, dumped right back to Reed. Reed busting into the Messina zone, doesn't catch up with it, so that'll be an icing call against the Hornets and move the faceoff back inside Plattsburgh territory. This has been a very, very quick first period so far.
Very quick. And to finish that point I was trying to make, Jerry, just a second ago, Tommy Moore ran into Scott Luckin in front of the goal down here, and it, was a borderline. Scott Luckin turned around and ran into Tommy Moore. But a great no call by Mel Tamalti. He felt that it wasn't intentional, and that's why you have those veteran officials.
Off the face-off, puck comes back in the Messina zone. Collins flips ahead for Bigelow, tries to go to Morris, but he gets it back on a deflection. Here's Bigelow. Tommy Moore follows up after the poke check, loses it, and he bounces it to himself in the zone, but it pokes back outside. Reed after it. Collins digging with him. He takes the puck away, comes in the zone. Here's Collins looking to center it, and Bigelow couldn't get a stick on it. Here's Biggs in the corner now. Moore goes to Morris instead. Tommy steals it in front, but it's knocked away, and Reed breaks it back the other way. Here's Eric Reed busting in. He and Tommy Post go together. He goes down. They're going to call Post for the penalty, and the puck comes side of the net, and it's knocked down in front, and Messina touches it. And that was one of those deals where, he did touch him, but Reed made the big show of it, and they called the penalty, a hooking call against Tommy Post.
And Darren Bebo, number 17, is really upset. He felt that the Raiders didn't control the puck, and he picked up that bouncy puck and fired it into the empty net, but I guess the whistle had blown just prior to that. And I give the Hornets credit. They've withstood tremendous amount of pressure here early on by the Raiders, and they're only down by one. That goal that came early on at the 28-second mark. So all kinds of credit to them.
Off the face-off, we've got a power play for Plattsburgh. Their first of the game as they move it around the horn, trying to control it. That's Sean Rasko back to the point, and it comes out to center ice as Luckin just couldn't keep it in. He flips it ahead, and offsides will be the call. And we'll face it off again. We've got McCracken out there along with Joey Fauché. We've got Labarge and Labatt. And on the power play for Plattsburgh, it's going to be Jeff Lattenville out there with Marco Bucci and Sean Rasko.
The guy I don't want to see out there for Plattsburgh is number 19, Eric Reed, because he's got a cannon.
And he's big. And on defense, we've got Dingman and Luckin. Off the face-off, the puck cleared down in the Plattsburgh zone by the Raiders. That was, I believe, Levac doing that. Dingman with it, flips it out to center ice. And it goes into the Messina zone. After it there is Lattenville, but his centering pass is knocked down by Levac, and he fires it down the ice again. Just under a minute left in the power play. Luckin with it now. He leaves it for Marco Bucci. Oh, his pass almost intercepted. Comes out the center ice to the Messina line. Labarge flips it ahead for Fauché. Joey just lifts it high in the air, and it bounces deep inside Plattsburgh territory. Back after it again is Bryce Dingman. Dingman's going to carry it himself. 35 seconds left in the power play. Ahead it goes, knocked out of the play by Labarge, and Fauché breaks back the other way. Here's Joey with it, centering pass, right in front of McCracken's shot right on, the save made, and the puck comes free, and Bucci clears it out to center ice. It comes to the Messina line. Aaron Barkley dumps it ahead again. I'll tell you what, Dandro just made a great save on McCracken.
And Marco Bucci heard footsteps when Jason Labarge came up in the neutral zone too, Jerry.
6 seconds left in the power play. Here's Aaron Barkley with it, flipping it around the boards for Fauché. It's going to come back to the blue line. Kept in at the point, knocked down by Collins. He bounces it, comes to the blue line. Fauché takes a whack at it. McCracken, headman a Post. Post and Fauché 2-on-1. Tommy breaks in, stops, feeds Fauché right in front. Shot! Oh, big save by Dandro. Nice pass. Here's Post again, the backhander. And another save by Dandro. Now Jason Jackson in the corner, trying to come up with it. It comes free to the blue line, and Plattsburgh clears it out to center ice. Now it's Reed, dumping it in the Messina zone. Still 1-0 Messina as the puck comes around the boards to Chris Cameron. Cameron's headman to Jackson gets out to center ice, and it's knocked away. Plattsburgh has to wait for the wings to get onside. They do, and flip it in the Messina zone. Todd Collins is there. Bounce pass to Aaron Barkley behind the net. Barkley just moves it ahead. They don't get it out. Reed keeps it in at the blue line. Here's Reed with it. Backhander knocked down in front, and Hayes makes a nice save on the deflection. Jackson, headman, here comes Cameron, breaking down the left wing side by the defense shot. Big save by Dandro, and he holds on for the face-off. Oh, boy.
Robbie Dandro has made some outstanding saves. He's a big, tall, lanky one, probably 6'1" and about 170 pounds. But, boy, he's made some great saves. Just a second ago, Tommy Post sent Joey Fauché in all alone. Scotty McCracken sent the Raiders away on a 2-on-1 break, and Tommy Post pulled the defenseman, laid a great pass. Joey Fauché one-timed it, and Dandro was equal to the task.
Off the faceoff, back to the point. Levac trying to flip it in the slot, knocked down. The bouncing puck comes to the open wing. Bigelow after it. He backhands it in the corner. Controlled by Sherman. Sherman trying to get it out to the blue line. They move it ahead to center ice. Bouncing puck at the red line. Finally, it's tomahawked into the zone by Ryan Miller. After it is Labarge. He steps out behind from his own net. Circles now. Looks for the long bouncing pass. Doesn't get it out. Sherman keeps it in. Feeds it in the corner. Labarge again. He's going to leave it for Jake Morris, who whips it around the boards for Tommy Moore. Moore now has to circle back in his own end. Flips it around for Labarge. Labarge now trying to ride it around the glass on the other side to Bigelow. Kicks free right in front of the net. And it's poke checked there by Levac into the corner. Bouncing pass comes to Jake Morris. And we're down to a minute left in the period. Morris hits Bigelow. Bigelow trying to bust by the defense. It's poke checked away, but Tommy Moore follows. Here's Moore feeding Morris. It goes off his skate, and it's knocked down the ice by Plattsburgh. They wave off the icing, and Messina will have to come back after it. Here's Tommy Post with it. Starts out left side of his own net. Post, headman, does it get out of the zone? It just barely does, as Lattenville got a stick on it. Now he flips it back to Sean Rasco, who loses it, to McCracken. Ahead to Fauché. Here's Fauché across the blue line. Fauché, the shot, and it's wide. Puck busts into the corner. Aaron Barkley after it. Barkley in the corner, trying to center. Fauché goes off a leg. Bouncing puck, comes to the blue line. Fauché keeps it in. Bounces it back in the corner for McCracken. Picks it up behind the net. Scotty, stick handling in the corner with 14 seconds left. Goes back to the point. Back in the corner it comes to Whitcup. 8 seconds left. Bobby Whitcup with it, circling, taken out of the play with 6 seconds. And Plattsburgh moves it out to center ice. 2 seconds, 1 second. That'll take care of the period right there. So Messina scores an early goal and had a lot of chances, but I'll tell you what, Robbie Dandro had a pretty good period, and that's for Plattsburgh.
Yes, he did, Jerry. Now, as the two coaches exit the ice, I'm sure, crossing their minds, most people think, well, probably Messina, happy to be ahead 1-0. But I'm sure that the Plattsburgh coach, Don Pomeroy, is a little more pleased at this stage because, as you said, they were under all kinds of pressure, and he's only down. His club is hanging tough, only down 1-0, and he's got to be pleased at that score because Messina exerted a lot of pressure in that period.
So the first period ends with the Messina Red Raiders on top on a score of 1-0. A very hard-fought first period and good first period. Our broadcast this evening is being brought to you by Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant, working together. Their quality shines through. Also by the A-Plus Mini Market.
Look, just after that power play, but he wasn't called upon to make as many tough saves as Robbie Dandro was. I'm not going to...
Happy birthday to you. You belong in us. No, I'm sorry.
Sanford T.
We better blow out your candle before it melts.
Leave it up to you.
Folks, I wish to report that he did have enough air left in him at his age to blow out the candle.
Oh, boy. I don't know. I'm speechless, and that doesn't happen too often.
Unbelievable. That's compliments of the penalty box crew at Salmon River. Compliments also of the Suffern Ducks. They sent their regards.
Sanford, thank you very much. And the Suffern Ducks and the penalty box crew at Salmon River, I appreciate that. I understand you misrepresented my age this morning.
Well, actually, the Social Security office did. Your records were burned in the great 1903 Chicago fire. So
somebody mentioned today at work that I had the same birthday as Ronald Reagan, and some other wise guy said, yeah, they were probably born at the same year, too. So I thought that was a classic line.
You couldn't let your birthday pass without a little recognition. Your candle is now melted, so I don't know. It took you that long to work up enough air to be able to blow it out.
Well,
the fire department is on call should someone really have a cake with that many candles for it.
Sanford, I am not going to mix words with you because I'm going to end up on the losing side. All I'm going to say is thank you very much, and again, the crew at Salmon River and the Suffern Ducks for this miniature cake.
And Walt Clark tells me he's amazed I got it up here intact.
That is
Better
amazing.
check the filling. The filling might be gone. Better check that out.
Oh, boy.
Happy birthday, and many more. But at your age, we can't expect too many more, so enjoy while you can.
Thank you, Sanford. Thank you very much. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Comes out on the ice as we get ready for the second period. And the Massena Red Raiders will carry a 1-0 lead into period number 2 as Dandro will be defending the goal to our left, the lobby end goal here at the arena. And Todd Hayes will be defending the goal to our right as we start this period.
And a little oddity on Saturday's game. You don't see it too often, but Todd Hayes picked up an assist on one of the Raiders' goals.
Yes, that's right. I noticed that. And, yeah, it happens occasionally, but not all that often. Okay, we've got Jake Morris out there with Bigelow and Moore, and facing off against him, Darren Bebo out there with Big Eric Reed and Mike Boutier. On defense, it's Paul Sherman and Scott Luckin from Massena, Tommy Post out there along with Todd Collins. And all since, about 6 games ago, Collins has been getting a regular shift on defense, and it really has helped the team.
Yes, a big plus, that added dimension back there. He allows, it's nice to go with, more defense than just 4 because they get tired. And plus, he possesses a good shot, and he has that good speed. It's a real plus for the Raider defense.
Off the face-off, bouncing puck controlled. Well, controlled by a high stick is the call, so they'll face it off again. Only this time, I guess you're going to do it right where the infraction occurred. And that's right outside the face-off circle. So we've had 3 face-offs, and we haven't started this period yet. Now Jake wins it. Draws it back. It goes to Collins, goes to Post, and Tommy steps into the corner, circles, and starts to move it out from Massena. Post, the backhand pass, goes ahead. Morris races in after it, and that's going to be an icing call against Massena. No, it's not. As Morris catches up with it, it goes to Moore, back to Post at the point. It's poked away and out to center ice. Here comes Big Reed, busting down the right wing side, centering pass right in front. They bust it around, and the shot comes free, but they took 1 pass too many is what happened. And Massena breaks back the other way. Here comes Bigelow busting down the middle. Fakes the shot, goes around. The shot, the save, and the rebound poked back to the blue line. Now Tommy Post keeps it in, goes to Bigelow in the corner. Bigelow trying to dig it in there. Has it taken away. Now Morris comes in and picks it up. Centering pass, Tommy Moore tried to get the shot off, but it's backhanded the blue line. Kept in nicely, and the save made on the shot by Post by Dandro. Jake Morris with it. Morris circles. Trying to go back to the point. Collins flips it in the corner. Massena wants a line change. And the puck whips around the boards. Post throws a check. Bigelow keeps it in and shovels it. Post still jamming for it along the boards just by the blue line. And Cameron comes up and picks up the loose puck. Here's Chris Cameron circling behind the net to the left side of the goalie. Cameron now trying to bounce it behind. It comes free, and Reed clears it out to center ice. Here's Levac with it to an open wing. Hewlett busts across again on the left side. Goes to Cameron. Cameron to Jackson. High slot, the shot. Knocked down in front, the rebound. Jackson, and the save made by Dandro. Jackson picks it up in the corner. Circles in front. Gets it knocked away. Backhands it in the corner. Goes after it again. Here's Jackson getting by the defense. Jackson looking to go back to the point. Here's a shot by Levac. Cameron looked for the rebound. Couldn't come up with it. Now on the other side, Jason LaBarge in behind the net. LaBarge to Cameron. Cameron circles from behind to the left side. Hewlett right in front. He can't pick up the puck, but it comes to Jackson. He brings it. Here's Jackson in the corner, stick handling it. A cross-ice pass goes to LaBarge. Jason loses it in his skates and tries to come up with it. Shovels at it. Bangs at it. It comes free to Jackson. Here comes Jackson. Jackson steps by the backhander. Dandro, the rebound. And it comes to the side of the net. And finally, it's picked up by Luckin. He dumps it all the way down. That's going to be on. And Todd Hayes has to make the save. Massena had it in the Plattsburgh end for about 2 solid minutes there. Well, not quite that much, but quite a few minutes. Bouncing puck comes out to center ice. Controlled by the Hornets as Mike Dahl moves it ahead to the Massena line. Slides in the corner now. Hayes loses it, and it goes just to the side of the net as it came from the side, and it got caught in his skates. And, boy, that almost crossed the goal line. Now Jackson. Headman pass from McCracken as Massena on the line change. Dumped back into the Massena zone. Comes in behind the net. Circling behind. It comes to Levac, to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Luckin. Feeds it in the corner. They center it. McCracken flips it to Whitcup. And Massena looks to move it out. Headman to Joey Fauché. He directs it. Following is McCracken. Takes it across the blue line. Here's McCracken. Drop pass to Fauché. Fauché trying to move it along the blue line. It's poked away from him and dumped ahead to center ice. Here's Sean Rasco. Rasco just wants to dump to the Massena line. Collins is there, looking for McCracken. Scotty now flips it in the zone. Here's McCracken. He's got Whitcup. McCracken trying to center. Whitcup knocked down. Fauché looks to forecheck, but it comes back out to center ice. And back the other way comes Corey Lucas. Lucas loses at the blue line. Back comes Fauché the other way. Fauché takes it across, trying to go by the defenseman Dahl. Centering pass, and McCracken couldn't get a stick on it, but goes after it in the corner. Here's McCracken. Backhand pass to Fauché. Fauché moving it back to the point. Barkley, his shot, right on, the save made, and the puck comes free in behind, and the net comes off its moorings, and we're going to have a face-off with 11:03 left to play in the second period, and on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's 1-0 Massena still.
Well, you talk about sustained action, both ends. The Raiders dodged the bullet down here. Todd Hayes got a little nonchalant clearing that puck, and he cleared it right onto the Plattsburgh player's stick who fired it, and it got between the skates, and it was going to go in. Brian Levac pulled that out just before it crossed the goal line. And on the other side down here, Scott Lucken we'll pick up that point later, Jerry.
Okay, back to the point. Here's Levac with it over on the other side. Post, his shot goes wide. Tommy Moore in the corner. Massena's got that Morris line out there. Back to the point. Levac winds up his shot right on. The save made right in front. Tommy Moore. Now comes to Bigelow. He shoots, and another save made by goaltender Dandro. We have a whistle. And what are we going to have here? Somebody in the crease, perhaps?
Off the,
net off its moorings.
The net is off its moorings. Another point we want to make in that last exchange when the Jason Jackson line was out there, young Mike Hewlett, and he's a sophomore, hasn't played a lot, and I'm sure the coaching staff's going to mention the defenseman on his side pinched down. Well, Mike didn't fill. He stayed up at near the dot, so the Raiders were caught with one defenseman back there. That winger's got to fill.
That's right. Off the faceoff, puck comes back in the zone of Plattsburgh. Paul Sherman with it, trying to move it ahead on the wing to Reed. And Reed skates by it. It comes to Tommy Moore. We're going to have a whistle and a tripping call against Massena. And Reed, again, kind of skated by, I don't know who was going to get the gate, Tommy Post, I guess, and fell down. And again, that's one of those, I don't think Tommy meant to do it. But
no, it wasn't. It was, I believe, an accidental one. And Tommy Caruso turned, and I don't know if he saw the man going down, and he knew that he didn't go down. He wasn't blown over by a feather, and it was accidental. But still, the Raiders are going to spend a minute and a half in the penalty box, and Hornets on a power play.
Off the face-off, Morris and Bigelow out there, and down the ice it goes. We've got Reed out there with his line mates Bibo and Boutier. Into the zone, it's Boutier flipping it in behind the net. Barkley out there. We've got the Bigelow-Morris penalty killers. Barkley makes a good move, steps by the defense. He's going to carry it ahead to Bigelow. Here comes Bigelow, breaking in 1-on-2, stops and falls down. Trying to lose it, and it comes free. And back the other way comes Plattsburgh. Reed busting in on the right wing side. Barkley, and the shot and the save made by Collins. He's going to cover up for the face-off as Barkley kind of got caught behind just a little bit, but he bothered Reed enough where he couldn't get a hard shot off, and the save made by Todd Hayes.
The moment of decision, and you see that happen so often. Eric Reed sent away, and as you said, had the half step, and he had to make up his mind whether he wanted to cut in and go to the post and come to his forehand or stay on the backhand. He elected to stay on the backhand, Jerry.
Off the face-off, puck comes right in, and Hayes is going to cover it up again.
And again, I'm sure maybe the next time he'll go to the post, but that's a tough decision. You've got 170-pound defenseman coming down your back, and it's going to possibly pin you between the goalie and the goal post.
Off the face-off, the puck comes to Fauché, and Joey just backhands it out to center ice. Dump back to the Massena line. Poked away. Offsides will be the call, though, as Reed got a little anxious right below us. The puck was over on the other side, and Reed stepped across before the puck did, so the faceoff will move back outside. 47 seconds left in the power play, and 9:49 left in the period. Massena leads 1-0 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. After the faceoff, McCracken gets a shot from center ice right on, and Dandro makes the save. And again, another big faceoff win for Joey Fauché. Okay, Plattsburgh now building up ahead of steam. It's Boutier to Reed. Reed busts into the Massena zone. Here's a quick shot. The save made. Puck sits right in front as Hayes let the big rebound go, but it's cleared down the ice. And another save by Dandro from the length of the ice. 19 seconds remaining in the power play. Comes up to Reed again. He flips it ahead. It goes to the Massena line. And racing for it there is Boutier. He loses to Labarge. Jason steps around the other way, trying to bounce it out. It goes against Reed, but Massena clears it and back into the Plattsburgh zone with 2 seconds, 1 second. That'll take care of the power play as Tommy Post comes back out on the ice. And he'll race to the bench right now. McCracken trying to stay with it in the corner. Has it taken away by Dahl. They jam back to the point. Kept in at the point by Collins. Now the puck bounces free, and finally Plattsburgh clears it. And it's swept away by Levac. Levac goes after it in the corner now. Massena zone gets tied up, and they jam for it there. Puck's still free. Bounces back to the blue line. Plattsburgh tries to keep it in. They do momentarily, but Jackson comes up with a loose puck and skates it out to center ice. Here comes Jason Jackson. busting down the left wing side, takes it in the corner. He stops, and Chris Cameron picks it up. Cameron, bounce pass, back to the point, kept in by Levac. He fakes the shot, goes in the corner behind the net. Puck around the boards now. Into the corner, Plattsburgh picking it up. We have a whistle, and I think we're going to have a high stick call, and I think it's going to go against Plattsburgh this time.
Yes, it is.
That happened in front of the net.
I tell you, little things department, Chris Cameron down here. First of all, Jason Labarge and Aaron Barkley did an excellent job killing that penalty. They were really a tower of power back there. Just wouldn't let Plattsburgh establish anything in front of that net. And little things, Chris Cameron down here slid, gave up the body. Here early, halfway through the hockey game, up 1-0, and maybe some players will say, well, I'm not going to sacrifice the body here. He dove out, prevented the Plattsburgh team from keeping the puck in the zone. Those things go down. Coaches remember those little things.
Okay, on the power play, Fauché out there, along with Hewlett and McCracken. Jackson drops back to play the point, along with Levac. Face off in the Plattsburgh zone left side. Off the draw, right back it comes to Levac. At the blue line goes to Jackson. Jackson goes to Fauché. Joey in the 45, back to Levac. Levac at the right point, back to Fauché. Fauché in the corner to McCracken. Scotty now to Fauché. Oh, he can't get the shot up. Takes it behind the net. Fauché now. Looking back to Jackson at the point. Back to Fauché on the 45. Fauché, bounce pass to himself. Back to Jackson at the point. Jackson back to Fauché. Joey in the circle now. Looks to center. It's knocked down. And back out to center ice it comes and down the ice. And Plattsburgh will make some penalty-killing changes as Marco Bucci comes out there. Bucci out there along with Sean Rasko. And Paul Sherman is out there along with Mike Dahl. Here's Levac, headman to Hewlett. Hewlett breaks in on the left wing side, stops. Dropping it back to Jackson at the point. Jackson back to Hewlett. It goes by him to McCracken in behind the net. He swipes at it, misses, gets back with it, goes to the 45, back to Levac at the point. Back to Fauché. Fauché in behind the net. And Dahl goes after it. Hewlett is there, and McCracken pokes it free to Fauché in front. Shot, save the rebound, poked back to the blue line. And Levac keeps it in, but it bounces up over the glass and goes off the ice surface. And we're down to 20 seconds left in the power play. 7:07 left in the period. And on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's still 1-0 Messina.
That whole sequence before, Jerry, when we had the face-off down to the left of Rob Dandro, Joey Fauché won the draw as clean as a whistle. Slipped it back to his defenseman. The Raiders kept it in for about 45 seconds.
Off the face-off. This time Plattsburgh wins it as the Morris line back out there. And it comes into the Messina zone. Here comes Labarge. Headman pass. Bigelow has to come back for it. Takes it to the blue line. Here's Bigelow. Looking for Cameron. Chris trying to bust in the zone. Has it knocked away. Back out to center ice. In fact, it slides back into the Messina zone. That'll take care of the penalty. So Messina 0 for 2 on the power play. And the power play continues to struggle here. And the puck comes back to the blue line. Cameron feeds Bigelow. Bigelow goes off his skate into the Plattsburgh zone to the blue line. Jake Morris. Here's Jake with it. Jake takes it to the slot, the shot, save Dandro, and the puck goes into the corner off the save. Now back to Jake in the front again, his shot again, Dandro makes the save. 2 big saves on Jake Morris, and it's still 1-0 Messina.
Oh, Chris Cameron floating behind the net, picked up a loose puck, and he found Jake Morris between the circles, and Jake came right in, and he tested Rob Dandro's pads, fired it straight on. Ooh. And he had Dandro right in the middle. Jake won't do that too often. He's been looking. That time he put the head down.
Off the face-off, the puck bouncing around in the circle, and it comes free, and it's out to center ice, comes to the Messina line, and Plattsburgh breaking in Rasko. Here's the shot, and the save made. Puck in behind the net now. Bouncing around, Levac waves at it. He can't come up with it. In the corner, they jam. Rasko again comes free with a puck. He's ridden into the boards. Now Morris comes back to finally poke it free and start it out. Here's Jake Morris. Headman to Bigelow. Bigelow now busting by the defenseman. Here comes Bigelow right in front. Shot. Save Dandro. Oh, good opportunity for Messina. And Dandro comes up with another big save.
Rob Dandro looked like Jeff Bigelow was going to pass it across the crease, but instead he flipped it up high, and Dandro started to go to his right and was just able to reach back and keep it out on the short side. But a good burst of speed by Jeff Bigelow.
5:51 remaining in the second period on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Still 1-0 Messina. Face-off left side. Fauché out there now to face off against Jeff Lattenville. Off the draw. Puck comes to Whitcup. He gets pretty well tied up. It's taken away by Mike Dahl. Dahl in behind the net. Now Whitcup forechecking. He kicks it free. It goes to Dingman. Dingman starts it out, goes off Whitkup's stick. He stays with it, but it comes out to the blue line and bounces over to center ice. Now it's dumped into the Massena zone. For some reason, they wave the icing off, and it comes to Tommy Post, and he just starts out left side of his own net. Here's Post, looking to headman. Bounce pass to Whitcup. If he catches it, he's in by himself, but he doesn't. It comes in on net, and it's flipped by Dandro back out to center ice. Post now flips it, bounce pass to himself. He goes into the zone along with Bucci, jamming for it. Now McCracken comes in to try to help out. McCracken gets it free to Whitcup in the corner. Here's Whitcup behind him. McCracken, his shot, and the save by Dandro. And the puck comes free, and it's bounced out to center ice. Here comes Marco Bucci. Bucci coming down 1-on-3 across the blue line. He stays with it. Bucci, centering pass, knocked down in front by Collins. In the corner, after it there, as they make a change, in behind the net is Miller, but it's taken away by Tommy Post. Post starts out. Here's Post. Headman right on the stick of Whitcup, and he flips it right on, and Dandro makes the save as Massena wants a line change. Now Plattsburgh trying to move it out. Being forechecked by Fauché. Fauché can't quite keep it in. It comes to Hewlett, who drops to Collins. Back to McCracken, takes it across from the blue line. He fires it wide, but just. Now the puck cleared around the boards by Paul Sherman. He gets it out to center ice. Levac is there to flip it ahead. Off the glass, meant for Jackson. Bounces away. Cameron tries to keep it in, but we have a whistle. I think we're going to have an offsides, and the faceoff will come just outside the zone.
I'll tell you, there haven't been many whistles outside of the first few seconds of the period. After that, a lot of sustained action. We're down to 4:15 in a 1-0 hockey game. Raiders up.
Off the faceoff. Puck just inside Plattsburgh zone. They clear it out. It comes to Jason Labarge. Labarge drops it to Levac. Levac moves it ahead for Jackson. Jackson, poke checked away. Levac follows. Goes to Hewlett. Hewlett loses in his skates, and he has it poked away. And back it comes into the Massena zone. Brian Levac is there. Here's Levac. He shovels it around the boards. Hewlett. Big hit from behind right there. There's going to be a penalty as soon as Plattsburgh touches it. That's going to go against Ryan Miller as he just railed Mike Hewlett from behind.
The Hornets have changed their forechecking pattern this period, Jerry. The first period they were sending 2 men in, the L4 check. Right now they're taking a page out of Massena's book. Massena changes up and they'll throw a one-man forecheck at you. And this is what the Hornets have done this period, and it's working out successfully for them. They're giving Massena the middle, but they're shutting off the wings.
Face-off will be with Massena on the power play just outside Massena's zone. The Raiders lead it on a score of 1-0, but the goals have been hard to come up with here in this period. Okay, here comes Jake Morris across the blue line. Morris stops at the 45, goes to Labarge. Labarge back to Morris. Morris in the face-off circle, goes to Bigelow, back to Morris in front. He missed, back to the point. The shot knocked down. Here's a shot bounced over the net as Morris took that one. Now the puck in the corner. Cameron goes back to Labarge at the point. Jason with it. Flips the bounce pass to Morris. Morris has it poked away. It comes to Bigelow in the corner, though. Back to Morris. Jake goes back to Post at the point. Back to Morris. Here comes Morris to Bigelow. Bigelow to Morris, and it goes off a leg, and it's dumped down the ice. Massena trying that give and go.
When the Plattsburgh defenseman goes in with Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow should step right out himself and come right out in front.
Okay, here comes Labarge. Has it poked away, but manages somehow to get it ahead to Bigelow. Bigelow loses it, and it's right back down the ice into the Massena zone. Jason Labarge skating for it. Being forechecked, though, by Bebo. Puck comes free. Bebo picks it up, wraps it around, and it goes just wide. Massena give away in their own end. Here comes Fauché now. Out to center ice. He's ridden off the play, but stays with it. Fauché just slides it ahead to Cameron. Bounced away, not kept in, as now Bigelow takes it across off sides. And we'll have a face-off with 12 seconds left. And the Massena power play, Dave, continues to struggle.
Well, when the Raiders gain the zone, the Hornets are playing an aggressive box out there, Jerry. They're coming out, and they're right on top of the Raider defenseman, strong side or weak side. So what you've got to do is find the soft spot in the middle and get it into the middle. The weak side man, Jake Morris, has got to pop out to the middle a little faster and thread it to him in there. And when Jake goes through, Jerry, the defenseman's picking him up. Jeff Bigelow's got to step right out in front.
Off the face-off. We're down to 7 seconds in the power play. Here's Levac with it. He just backhands it in the Plattsburgh zone. It comes around behind. Dandro stops it. After it is Whitcup, he pokes it free. Penalty is up. We're back to 5-on-5. Back to the point. Levac loses it, and here comes Plattsburgh with a partial breakaway. As the puck comes in the zone, we have an offsides. And a good call by the officials, as Plattsburgh just got a little too anxious that time as they had the breakaway. What happened was the player from the penalty box came out and got Levac from behind.
Yes, exactly right. The Hornets had a 3-on-none that time, and they couldn't decide who was going to take it. But even though it was offside, Todd Hayes didn't know that. He made a great save down at the other end. Even though if it had gone in, it would have been called back. But a great save off of the deflection.
Okay, face-off, Lattonville against Fauché. Off the draw, puck in the Messina zone. Here's the drive. Bucci, it's knocked down. It comes free in the slot, and Barkley starts it back the other way. Headman pass for Whitcup, a little bit too far, poked away back to the Messina line. Dumped to an open wing, and it's picked up by Barkley. Racing for it is Bucci, but Barkley is there. Goes to Collins on the other side. Headman pass to Fauché. Joey breaks it across the blue line, steps by the defense, has it poked away at the last second, and defenseman Luckin picks it up, can't clear the zone. Collins, his shot, deflected by the defenseman, and goaltender Rob Dandro had to turn the direction as Paul Sherman got a stick on it, but he gloved it anyway and made the save, and with 1:33 remaining in the second period, on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it remains 1-0 for Messina.
Sean Roscoe did not see Todd Collins. It's almost like that quarterback doesn't read the free safety when he throws a pass over the middle, and he just cleared it up the strong side, and Todd Collins stepped in and intercepted and almost danced in uncontested.
Face-off left side in the Messina zone. Morris will face it off against Darren Bebo. Back to the point, the shot. Save made by Dandro. Rebound picked up by Tommy Moore. Moore goes back to post, keeps it in, whacks at it, now taken away. We got a 2-on-1 for Plattsburgh. Breaking down is Boutsier. Boutsier with Reed, feeds Reed, the shot, save, made the rebound, another big save, and the puck kicked into the corner. Oh boy, Hayes came up with two unbelievable saves. Messina clears the zone. Here comes Jeff Bigelow back the other way. Biggs trying to bust by the defense, takes it in the corner, trying to center it. Oh, Morris couldn't quite come up with it. Now he does in the corner. Jake centers it, goes back to the point, and it comes free. Levac feeds Tommy Post. Post flips it ahead for Tommy Moore. Moore turns it around for Bigelow. Bigelow back across the blue line. Looks to center. Jake Morse. Jake right in front. Shot, save, rebound, and another big save by Robbie Dandro. Whoa.
Outstanding goaltending at both ends of the ice, Jerry. Outstanding. Todd Hayes down here just robbed Eric Reed, not once but twice. The Hornets came in on a breakaway, and he stopped the first shot, and I don't know how he stopped that rebound, but he did. In fact, the official was starting to point. He thought it was in. The Raiders come back the other way, and Robbie Dandro just stoned Jake Morris. Whoa, what a great save. Woo.
Boy, I guess so. Face-off will be inside Plattsburgh territory. It'll be Ryan Miller out there against Jason Jackson. Face-off to the left side of Dandro, off the draw. Puck goes in the corner. Back to the blue line, bouncing, and it's taken out to center ice by Ryan Miller. Miller, taken out of the play by Jackson. The loose puck comes to Jackson. He turns it back the other way. His backhand pass is dumped right back into the Messina zone. We're down to 28 seconds. Puck in behind the net. Collins flips it, doesn't get it out. Kept in at the point. Here's a shot deflected up into the screen, or actually into the wall, and we'll have a face-off out near the blue line with 21 seconds left in the second period. And on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, still 1-0 for Messina.
21 seconds, and both coaches saying, boy, oh boy, we don't want to give up a goal now. And this face-off, a big face-off to the right of Todd Hayes. Jason Jackson on the draw.
Lattonville will face off against Jackson as Mel Tommelty gets ready to drop the puck. He does. Jackson flips it, but it's picked up there by Sean Rasco. Rasco loses to Jackson. Ooh, he takes it right in front of his own net and feeds it ahead. And that was meant for Mike Hewlett. He couldn't catch up with it, but he stays with it in the corner. Here's Hewlett with 6 seconds trying to center it, but it's knocked around the boards. Collins at the point, whacks at it. 1 second. That'll take care of the period. So no scoring in the second period. We haven't seen a goal since the first minute of play. After 2 periods, it's 1-0 in favor of the Messina Red Raiders.
And my hat is off to this Plattsburgh Hornet Club. I thought after watching them play up in Plattsburgh earlier in the year, they just wouldn't be a match for Messina tonight, and especially since the Raiders have been on a tear. And Messina's playing good hockey tonight. They've just done everything but bounce.
Okay, both teams are back out on the ice as we get ready to go with the third period of high school hockey here in Messina-Plattsburgh, and what's turned out to be an exciting game here at the Messina Arena. And I think maybe there might be a few fans in the crowd that are a little surprised at this, but hey, Plattsburgh has improved a lot from the first time we saw them.
And this is what high school sports is all about. You can never be complacent. And again, if I were a betting man, I would have given the Raiders a 3 or 4 goal edge coming into tonight's game off their past performances that we've seen the last several weeks. And again, comparing the first game against Plattsburgh up in Plattsburgh.
Okay, it will be goaltender Robbie Dandro in the goal to our right. And it will be Todd Hayes in the goal to our left. 1-0, Massena leads on the Corky's Collision scoreboard as we get ready to go into the third period. Jeff Lattenville's line out there for Plattsburgh. Lattenville, Rasco, and Bucci. On defense, it's going to be Sherman out there along with Luckin. Massena, as we mentioned, Jake Morris out there with Bigelow and Tommy Moore. And on the defense, Poston Collins, and off the faceoff, Bigelow goes after it. It bounces around. Where is it? Dumped into the Plattsburgh end by Tommy Moore. Dandro stops it behind, leaves it for Paul Sherman, his defenseman. Sherman being bothered by Bigelow. Bigelow stays with it. Sherman trying to bounce it free. Finally does. It comes around the boards, and it comes to Sean Rasco. He's ridden into the play, and it comes to Bigelow. Bigelow and Morris in the corner fighting for it. The puck still free. Finally kicks free to Bigelow. Takes it in the corner, has it poked away. Bigelow after it. Trying to slide it through into the slot, but right there to pick it up is Bucci, and he slides it out to center ice. Tommy Post with it, being forechecked. Flips it ahead for Tommy Moore. Moore feeds Bigelow. Bigelow busts back into the Plattsburgh zone. Bigelow trying to slide it through right in front, and Morris couldn't get a stick on it. But now it comes free to Tommy Moore. Moore ridden out of the play, and picking up the loose puck there is Lattenville. He bounces it out to center ice. We got a foot race. Coming up with it there is Rasco. Gets a shot, and he fires it wide as Tommy Post got back just to knock him off his stride. Now the puck bounced to the blue line. Here's a drive from the point. Hayes makes the save, gloves it, bounces with it, and holds on for the face-off.
Great job by Tommy Post hustling back. If that was Lattenville or Sean Roscoe, number 10, Sean Roscoe almost had a breakaway, and Tommy Post came diagonally and really hustled back and forced him to take a bad angle and a weak shot. Good job by Tommy Post.
Okay, we've got Bebo's line out there now. Bebo with Reed and Boutier against the Jason Jackson line. Jackson wins the draw, back to Labarge. He flips it around behind the net. It's stolen and flipped right into the crease, but Hewlett comes up with it. Feeds Jackson. Jackson just gets it out to center ice. Now dumped away. It comes to Levac. He circles in his own end. Here's Levac now, backing into the boards. Goes to Cameron. Chris now circles, moves it ahead for Jackson, doesn't get it out. Here's the shot and the save made by Todd Hayes. Now it's Levac stick handling it. Around the boards, out to center ice. Headman, he's got Cameron breaking left side. Chris stops. Oh, what a move. Beats the defenseman. Shot. Oh, and a big save by Dandro. Puck side of the net. Bounce back to the point. Levac winds up. His shot knocked down in front. Bounces free. Labarge. Jackson, he takes the shot, and it's knocked down by a defenseman, and Plattsburgh moves it out to center ice. Here comes Reed. Reed breaks it across. His shot, save made by Hayes. Puck comes to Jackson off the pad. Jackson flips to Cameron. Cameron breaks it ahead, and it's bounced away from Hewlett, and it comes free to Labarge. Labarge drops it back. Levac to Jackson. Jackson steps by the check and just dumps it ahead as they want a line change. To the blue line, Jackson waits, dumps it ahead, his pass intercepted, and here comes Miller. Ryan just dumps it inside the Massena zone. Back after it there, Aaron Barkley. Miller steals. Barkley now trying to come back as Fauché helps out, and the puck comes to McCracken off the check. McCracken starts out left side of Hayes. Here comes McCracken building up the head of steam. His head man knocked down by Miller, dumps it right back in the Massena zone. Side of the net. Puck flips in the corner. Here comes Fauché with it from Whitcup. Fauché flips it ahead for McCracken breaking. Scotty trying to catch up with it. Stays with it. Here's McCracken right in front of the net. McCracken shot. He fired it just wide. And the puck comes in behind. Picked up there by Luckin. Luckin dumps to the open wing. McCracken picks it up. McCracken looking for Whitcup in front. Deflect right on. The save made by Dandro. Another big save by Dandro. We're down to 11:52 remaining in period number 3. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, it remains 1-0 Massena.
Robbie Dando, a great save against Bobby Whitcup. Scotty McCracken from way over on the right boards, threw it right across the crease area. Bobby Whitcup went to the net, reached out with a stick, and redirected it up high, but Rob Dandro, a great save.
Okay, Morris back out there to face off against Lattonville. Off the draw to Post. Post flips to Bigelow, or Moore rather, goes in behind the net for Bigelow. Bigelow stepping by a check. Takes it in the corner. Here's Bigelow circling, has it poke checked away, and is picked up there by Bucci. Bucci doesn't get it out, kept in by Bigelow. He flips it in behind the net. To the defenseman. That's Bryce Dingman. Dingman trying to flip it around the boards. It bounces out to center ice. Tommy Post. Post picks it up and dumps it right back in. Knocked down there by Dingman. He flips it ahead for Lattonville. Lattonville gets by Morris. Picked up there by Levac. Levac circles, being forechecked by Rasko. He steals it, but it's knocked down by Morris in front. Here comes Jake with it. Turns it by one. Turns it by two. Morris across the red line, trying to flip it to Tommy Moore. Too far. The puck comes, but not out as Moore keeps it in. In the corner, he stops, gets by the check. Flips it across the goal crease, but it's knocked down by Dingman, and Dingman flips it to the Messina line. Right there it comes to Tommy Post from Brian Levac. Post, the headman to Bigelow. Here comes Bigelow, busting across, cuts across the grain, trying to get the shot off. He's knocked down. The puck poke-checked into the corner, and back after it is Rasko. Now Messina wants a line change. Rasko is going to dump it. Plattsburgh wants a line change, too. Puck comes in behind the net for Tommy Post. Post just flips it by the forechecker. Goes to Levac, or Labarge, rather, who drops it right back to Post. Here's Post with it. Post getting by some traffic, trying to move it out of there. It comes along the boards to Hewlett, and he gets it out. Here comes Hewlett now. Stick handling in on the right side, looking for Jackson. He fanned on the shot. Nice pass by Hewlett. Jackson fanned. Here comes Plattsburgh. Labarge breaks it up to Collins. Collins flips it ahead. Hewlett again. Can't quite catch up with it. Back in the Plattsburgh zone, back out. Jackson. He has to wait, and I think they're going to call the offsides. He never did take the puck across the blue line, but offsides will be the call. And the faceoff will come just outside Plattsburgh territory.
This is a very exciting and entertaining hockey game, Jerry, and I'm sure maybe the Raider coaching staff wouldn't agree with me, but maybe this is what Messina needed, a real tough game coming towards the end of the season. They've had 4 or 5 blowouts here lately, and this will get them in prime condition for the playoffs, I'm sure. This is a nail-biter.
Off the faceoff, Fauché flips it in the Plattsburgh zone. Scott Luckin back for the Hornets. Luckin around the boards. Stepping in front of it is McCracken. Scotty with it. In behind. Whitcup. Whitcup trying to go back to McCracken. Back to Whitcup in the corner. Whitcup poke checks it around the boards and gets railed. And the puck comes free. It's picked up there. And out to center ice, Boutsier. Just barely as McCracken takes it right back across. McCracken has it poke checked away. Whitcup trying to come up with it. The headman goes all the way back in the Messina zone. Brian Levac digging for it. Picks up the loose puck. Being forechecked by Bebo. Here comes Levac. He gets knocked down. The puck comes free along the boards, and back in the corner it goes. Levac after it. Now Fauché, and finally Fauché comes up with it. Here comes Fauché, breaking for McCracken. Scotty breaks down the ice. He's got Whitcup trailing, feeds it to Whitcup. Whitcup has it poked away, stays with it in the corner, shovels it around the boards. Now McCracken after it in the corner. McCracken looked to go back to the point. It's intercepted, fed out to center ice, and Levac is there. Bounce pass right back in the Plattsburgh zone. Bounces in behind the net, and Messina makes a line change as Dahl comes up with a puck. Dahl flips it down the ice to the Messina line. Labarge flips it over to Tommy Post. Post just bangs it out to center ice. McCracken. McCracken trying to feed Whitcup. Whitcup breaks in, busts for it, pokes it into the corner. After it there is Dingman. Loses it in front. It comes free. Here's Tommy Moore just off the bench. Moore drops back to Labarge. His shot goes in behind the net, wide. Now Bigelow in the corner looking to center. Poked away from him. Back out to center ice off a leg. And here comes Plattsburgh to the Messina line. Post is there. Flipping it for Labarge. Labarge ahead to Bigelow. Bigelow trying to go free to Morris. Jake takes it across the blue line. Right in front of the net. Shoddy fires it wide. Puck comes back to Post at the point. He winds. His shot through traffic. Score! I think Tommy Moore got it on the way through. And Messina takes a 2-0 lead. And that is a huge goal.
Big number 9, Tommy Moore, parked in front. And I agree with you, Jerry. He did get it. But Tommy Post, a beautiful low shot from the left point, right along the ice. And Tommy Moore parked right out in front, just to the right of Mike Dandro. And he just redirected it right between his legs. Great deflection. Now, Joey thinks it's Post, and I think Tommy Moore is going to, we'll find out.
We'll see what happens. But
our statistician is giving us some grief here. We're calling one, and he's got somebody else, but we'll see. Anyway, the Raiders are up 2-0 and a big goal.
That is a huge goal. Let's see what the official is. Yep. Sorry, Joey. Tommy Post gets the assist.
And that's Tommy Moore's 5th goal of the season, and boy, that's a huge goal.
Jason Jackson's line out against Jeff Lattonville. Messina leads 2-0 on the Corky scoreboard. Tommy Moore, deflection goal. Jackson wins the draw, drops it on the defense to Levac. Levac looks, goes to Collins, and Collins headman, Jackson. Jackson has it poked away and tries to come back with it, taken away from him by Sean Rasco. Here comes Rasco across the blue line, stick handles, gets a shot off, it's wide, rebound in the corner. Jason Jackson. Jackson bounce pass. Cameron trying to shovel it ahead for Hewlett. Hewlett leaves it. Here comes Cameron. Oh, drop pass goes to Hewlett. Hewlett to Jackson. He winds. His shot. Big save by Dandro. And a little tic-tac-toe passing play there. And Jackson got the good shot, the good low shot, but Dandro got down in time to cover it.
Oh, boy. Mike Hewlett put it right on Jason Jackson. He was just inside the top of the circle to the right of Robbie Dandro, and Jason Jackson one-timed it. And I think that was right on the pads. Any place else, and that was labeled.
Off the face-off. Puck comes top of the circle. McCracken right in front. Shot. Oh, big save. A huge save on Joey Fauché. Barkley at the point. Flips to Whitcup. That was a huge save. Whitcup loses it at the blue line. Here comes Plattsburgh back the other way. Big Reed breaking in, looking for somebody to pass to. Centers it. It's sitting in the slot. McCracken clears it out of danger. Here's McCracken now. Loses it. Backhands it to the blue line. Fauché, nice poke check to get it out of center ice. Now back to the Messina line. McCracken steals. He's going to have a partial breakaway. He fakes the shot and gets tripped up, and the puck comes into the corner, and it's whipped around the boards. And Reed back the other way. Here's Reed for Plattsburgh. He's just going to flip it in the Messina zone, and it comes into the corner. Racing for it is Boutsier. Boutsier kind of sidestepped the check. The puck sits there. Where is it? It's under Boutsier. He pokes it free, trying to center it, but Whitcup is there to come up with it and break it out to center ice. His headman pass knocked down, and Reed comes back the other way and flips it in the corner. Barkley bounces it ahead, doesn't get it out, just barely. Comes out to center ice, backhanded, back in, back out, back in again. Offsides will be the call against Plattsburgh with 6:25 remaining in period number 3, and Messina up 2-0 on the Corky scoreboard. And this third line is so good at getting the puck out when they're in trouble. The little poke check, the little push, you know.
Right, Jerry. And just after the Raiders, I thought it rang up their third goal. Coming back the other way, Aaron Barkley made a great defensive play down in his own end.
Here comes Bigelow, busting by the D, gets knocked down, gets back up, centers it. It goes in behind the net. Messina back with that Morris line out there. As the puck comes in behind to Bigelow again, he jams for it, along with the defenseman Sherman. Now Morris after it in the corner. Coming back for it is Ryan Miller. He flips over on the other side for Sherman. He circles around, moves it. Bigelow stepping in front of the pass along the boards, flips it in the corner again. Now Jake Morris steps in back to the point post. Post loses it, and it's out to center ice again. Here comes Corey Lucas, just flipping it in the corner. Levac circles, out of trouble, now starts out. Headman pass to Bigelow. Bigelow to Morris. Here comes Morris. Poke checked away. Nice poke check, and an offsides against Messina. As the poke check right across the blue line, we're down to 5:38 remaining in the third period. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Messina leads at 2-0.
Nice job by Paul Sherman. Raiders on a 3-on-2, and he definitely knocked the puck off of Jake Morris's skate with a nice poke check. Raiders should be thinking defense right now, Jerry. 5:30 to go in the game, up by 2. Good defense in their own end.
Okay, here comes Plattsburgh. Headman of the Messina line. Barkley bangs it out to center ice. Cameron has it whacked away, gets it back again. Flips it free. Bouncing puck controlled by Plattsburgh. They just dump to an open wing across the blue line. Hard check thrown by Barkley. Looks, kicks it. Nice play by Barkley. Messina back the other way. Pass intercepted. Back out to the Messina line. Barkley again. Stops. Steps across the red line. Just backhands it ahead. And it goes to Hewlett, who dumps into the Plattsburgh zone. They turn it around the other way. Knocked down by Cameron. Here comes Chris. Back the other way. Drop past Jackson in the slot. Gets by one. The shot. Oh, just wide. Jackson. Oh, he's good with that stick. Puck comes around the boards to Sean Rasco. Rasco, try to get it out. Collins jumps in the air and keeps it in the zone. Great job by Todd Collins. Now on the other side, it's Mike Dahl with it. Long left wing pass comes out to Rasco. Rasco, the headman, they dump it, and Todd Hayes makes the save and leaves it in the corner for Collins. Collins' headman pass goes all the way back to the point. Here's the shot. knocked down. Bounces into the corner. Chris Cameron racing for it along with Reed, and Jackson comes up with it. Here comes Jason Jackson. Hello. Jackson breaks out of his own end, gets by one. Here comes Jackson, busting in on the defense. Jackson breaks by the pick and the shot, and the save made. Another big save by Dandro. Rebound comes to Jackson in behind the net. It's whacked away from him by Darren Bebo, and Bebo just dumps it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Plattsburgh. 4:04 remaining in the third period. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Messina leads it 2-0.
Young Mike Hewlett's going to learn when he sees his center delay like that over the middle. He's got to go to the net in a hurry because you're going to take that defenseman with you. If you don't, you're going to set up a screen, and if that defenseman doesn't go with you, you're going to be all alone for the pass. When he sees his center delay like that, he's got to go to the net.
Okay, Fauché out there to face it. He wins the draw. Back to Levac at the point. His shot bounces in and gets tied up in the mesh. And Joey Fauché goes in after it, but they blow the whistle, and they're going to move it out. That's why Joey went after the puck, because he knew it came off of Messina's stick.
And we mentioned Aaron Barkley's defensive play down here, Jerry, was that he played the man. The puck was at his feet, but he tied up the Plattsburgh player so he couldn't get his stick on it. That was we talked about the great defensive play.
Off the face-off, the puck in the Plattsburgh zone, controlled by Paul Sherman. Whitcup right on him. Sherman whips it around the boards. McCracken stays with it, but now it's out to center ice. And here's Reed with it. Reed trying to flip it ahead. Comes to the Messina line. Jason Labarge bounces it back out to center ice. Sherman dumps it in the zone, but Plattsburgh clears. Stopped in behind the net for Jason Labarge. Here's Labarge. Steps by the check. Looks, bangs it. Gets it out to center ice off a leg. Plattsburgh turning it around the other way. Back in the zone is Boutsier. Boutsier goes into the corner. McCracken now picks up the puck. Leaves it for Levac. Levac can't find it. Now he does. And he kicks it. Nice play by Brian Levac. And Levac stick handles out. Backhand pass. He sees McCracken on the wing. Scotty centers it. It comes to Whitcup. Whitcup in behind for Fauché. Fauché shot. And a big save by Robbie Dandro. Poor Joey Fauché. Snake bit again. And the puck comes to Reed. He just dumps it out to center ice. Tommy Post flips it right back in the zone. Messina clears. And the puck comes in the corner for Paul Sherman. Sherman's pass intercepted momentarily by Whitcup. He turns it around, flips it in the corner as Messina wants a line change. Now they move it ahead. Reed looks up, lifts it high in the air. Tommy Post knocks it down, flips it but doesn't get it out. Kept in at the point is, a big hard check thrown there by Jeff Bigelow. Bigelow to Moore. And racing down the ice, it's going to be an icing call. No, it's not. As Jake Morris takes it off the goalie stick and shoots it, and Dandro had to come back and make the save. Now racing in is Tommy Moore. Moore can't clear it, but it comes back to the point. Barkley keeps it in. Now the puck in behind. Bryce Dingman with it. Dingman over to Dahl. Dahl flips it on the wing. They break it out to center ice. Comes to the Messina line. Into the zone it comes. Here's an opportunity. Side of the net. Everybody goes down. Where's the puck? Backhanded right in the slot. It's cleared ahead to the blue line and out to center ice. Dumped right back in again as Plattsburgh clears the line. Tommy Post, they want to change. Over. Here comes Post. Feeding Bigelow. Bust by the middle. Here's Bigelow taking it to Tommy Moore in the corner. He just drops it right back to Bigelow. Bigelow can't catch up with it, and it comes free. Bryce Dingman. Dingman out to center ice. Collins is there. He waits and shoots it in the zone, and Messina clears the line. A minute and a half remaining in the third period. Raiders up 2-0. Oh, the pass almost stolen by Jeff Bigelow as they try to break it out. Now it is stolen by Jason Jackson. Flips it ahead. Cameron. Oh, he almost had the breakaway, but it goes away from him in the corner. Here's Cameron feeding it to Jackson. Jackson loses behind the net for Mike Dahl. Dahl can't get it out as Hewlett keeps it in. We're down to a minute 8. Now it's Dahl again. Flipping it ahead down the ice. It's going to come right in on Todd Hayes, and he just sticks it in the corner. Cameron after it there. Chris Cameron flips it around the boards in the Messina zone. Just under a minute. Comes to Hewlett. He directs it out to center ice. Plattsburgh clears it, and again it's Collins. Collins backhander. Back out to center ice again. The bouncing puck into the Messina zone. It comes free to Hewlett. He gets it back out again, and it slides into the Plattsburgh zone. Not going to go far enough for... It does go far enough for icing. The defenseman, Scott Luckin, really dogged it on the way back, and they called the icing.
Well, he put a good acting job. Looked like he was skating hard. 34 seconds left, and again, the coaching staff will tell this last line that goes over, listen, don't leave the zone till the puck clears the zone. We don't need another one. Good defensive. We hear we say this many times. Good defensive position in your own end. Don't leave that zone ahead of the puck.
Off the face-off, Fauché wins it. Back to Tommy Post, who flips it around the boards for McCracken. Scotty just steps into it, flips it ahead right on the stick of Fauché, overskates, trying to stay with it, and it comes back to the Plattsburgh end. McCracken is there. Oh, that was an offsides that they missed. He centers it, and the bouncing puck back to Levac, his shot from the point. 12 seconds, 11, 10 seconds, and Plattsburgh just clears it to the Messina line. McCracken is there, flips it ahead for Fauché. Here's Fauché across the blue line, takes a whack at it, it bounces, he gets it back, takes a shot, and that's the end of the game. Messina with a defensive victory here, defeating Plattsburgh 2-0. And to Plattsburgh's credit, they played a heck of a hockey game here.
Yes, they did. Both teams played a heck of a hockey game. And Plattsburgh credit is right. Before the game, I would have figured Messina was 3-4 goals better, maybe 5 goals better. But a valiant effort by the Hornets, led by big number 31, Robbie Dandro. I don't know what the final shots on goal, but the Raiders, they got frustrated. They kept banging. And after some teams will say, hey, what can we do? But they didn't let the strong goaltending of Robbie Dandro get them down. They stuck with it, and they finally got that big second goal. Tommy Moore, his 5th of the year, won't get any bigger than that one. Great deflection. And that was at the 6:52 mark on a shot from Tommy Post from the point. Jason Labarge slid it over to Tommy Post, and he got the nice low shot, and Tommy Moore deflected it, and that was the icing on the cake. But a very exciting hockey game here tonight, Jerry.
Oh, no question about it. It was a big win for Messina, and it's a good game just before the playoffs, a good, tough game. And you need those tough games to get you, to round you in shape for the playoffs. Once again, our final score, the Messina Red Raiders 2, the Plattsburgh High School Hornets 0. Stay tuned for the post-game show.